Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. So today we have a range of news. There's been a lot going on in the galaxy far, far away. Tomorrow is the Bad Batch Season 3 Episode 4, A Different Approach. Make sure to subscribe with the notification bell turned on, because as always I will be doing a full episode breakdown and review. And in the meantime, why not go back and check out the various speculation and theory videos I've posted this past week. Very little is known about the 4th episode, but what we can reveal is that it's the same length as episode 3, Shadows of Tantis, at 25 minutes long, very standard for the 3rd season. I wonder if a different approach is in reference to Hunter and Wrecker going to the sector that Wayland is situated in, or first going to meet Echo and Rex at the rendezvous point, which was suggested in the 2nd episode, or a different approach from Hemlock on Mount Tantis, tracking down the fugitives and hiring bounty hunters, which we saw in the trailer. In either case, hopefully we have some fun with it. Fingers crossed it's a meaningful episode. But we do also have 3 major pieces of live-action Star Wars updates. ANDOR Season 2 has the possibility of releasing late in 2024. Star Wars fans have been told over and over again by Diego Luna, Tony Gilroy, as well as various pop culture and news outlets, we're not going to see the 2nd season until sometime in 2025. But Stellan Skarsgård has now said that due to production being finished, it might come out later this very year. That'd be amazing, but I wouldn't count on it, because Skeleton Crew is still slated for late 2024, so I can't imagine them having 3 live-action shows of 2024. Bear in mind after the Bad Batch we have the Acolyte, and then as I say, the Jon Watts Mandalorian spin-off featuring Jude Law, Skeleton Crew. Stellan went on to say this: "It's the last season of it. It ends where Rogue One starts, so it's up to that point. I think it will be very good, as already the first one was satisfying for me, because it's Star Wars for grown-ups. It's a more realistic and complicated society that we're living in, and the claustrophobia of the fascist regime is palpable. I think we have a good season ahead of us." And I absolutely agree with him. There is so much to look forward to. ANDOR is the most mature Disney Star Wars has been, and as far as TV shows go, it's the best written of probably anything Disney Star Wars has ever given us. We very much look forward to seeing what's next for Luthen, Cassian, Mon Mothma, Saw Gerrera, and others when Season 2 comes out. And so moving on to our next show, some rare comments in a new interview by Amandla Stenberg for what to expect in The Acolyte. Amandla shared some new details in an interview with Magazine C. They reveal how Leslye Headland pitched the concept of the upcoming Disney Plus series to Amandla for the first time. Headland's one piece of advice: no pressure. Here's the quote: "All the artwork was conceptualized with my face, and Leslye was like, so I've been working on this for about 3 or 4 years for you. The main character was made for Amandla. I don't know what I'm gonna do if you don't do it. No pressure." Stenberg recalls, "I was sent to the moon." Going on to describe the workload and the high amounts of pressure, Stenberg says, "I have a really, really heavy load in this show, an abnormal load. The crews are so hardcore, so hardworking. It's very hierarchical and competitive, and people are working their asses off. It's very different, I think, than what I've experienced on most American sets." While Stenberg can reveal too much, she goes on to hint at the tone of the show, saying this: "In the context of the Star Wars universe, it's a time of great peace. Theoretically, it's also a time of institution, and it's a time in which conceptions around the Force are very strict, the rules of the Jedi Council. And I think what we're trying to explore within our show is when an institution has a singular conception of how power can be used. We try to provide a lot of different perspectives and answer that question. The idea to kind of honor the ethos of Star Wars and ideas around the Force, and also challenge them, hopefully harmoniously." And then Amandla Stenberg addresses possible backlash from fans. She admits she felt a little more trepidation than she thought she would, undertaking the series' swath of backstory and its die-hard fans. She is no stranger to backlash and online hate, saying, quote, "She doesn't give a flying f***, she isn't bothered." And without even having had a single trailer, The Acolyte has amassed a ton of fan discussion, intrigue, controversy, and no doubt this summer, that is going to be the big Star Wars discussion in the fandom. For better or for worse, is The Acolyte going to be the Sith-focused, lightsaber-focused show that fans have been waiting for? Who knows? Collider reported last week that Lucasfilm and Disney are planning a June 5th release date for the show, which is much earlier than was anticipated by many outlets. Representatives for Disney do not confirm or deny this, so there is a chance this tentative release date does move. If this date is accurate, then we would expect a teaser trailer sometime in March. This is a brand new kind of series. They're going to want at least 3 months. There have been some rumblings that it's going to be sometime in the first week of March, but nothing is confirmed. There have also been some rumblings about the fact that Disney and Lucasfilm do not want competition from other streaming services who are releasing shows around the same time, The Boys Season 4 and House of the Dragon Season 2 on HBO. This means maybe June 5th was the initial release date and it's going to move once again. Lucasfilm in terms of Nielsen ratings has often lost out to other shows on other streaming services airing at the same time. They might decide to wait till July. Again, nothing concrete. But finally, my dear Mandalorians, some news out of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. According to Deadline, the 2026 Jon Favreau-led movie is going to film in California, not the UK. Principal photography gets going later this year in Los Angeles. And additionally, they've revealed the film is getting a hefty tax incentive payout to ensure shooting throughout the state goes smoothly, as California awarded the Mandalorian and Grogu over $21.7 million in tax credits. That is one of the largest of all time. Deadline says, The Mandalorian and Grogu is expected to generate over $166 million in below-the-line wages and qualified expenditures, a record amount that is expected to be a big job booster, and they also confirm filming begins on June 17th with 92 days of shooting, 54 cast members, and more than 500 crew, and in terms of background characters, 3,500 extras. That's immense. The movie was announced at the start of 2024, with Favreau confirmed to direct and produce on the upcoming feature-length film. They've also cast out if Pedro Pascal is going to be on set. Once again, he might just do the voice, but probably not in the suit, which is a big loss, because this confirms, at no point in the film are we gonna see Pedro Pascal's face. No helmetless Din Djarin this time. He was on set in the first 2 seasons. The last time we saw him without a helmet was in Season 2, Chapters 15 and 16. But not in the Book of Boba Fett, not in Season 3, and not in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And in Jon Favreau's own words, I've loved telling stories set in the rich world that George Lucas created. The prospect of bringing the Mandalorian and his apprentice Grogu to the big screen is extremely exciting. Let's hope it's good. But with that said, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of today's Star Wars news update. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, look out for my full episode breakdown of the Bad Batch Season 3 Episode 4, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, always.